Hello, welcome back to the North Face of Wine. Today I'm taking you to Saint-Antelme, a historic place that you have seen already on the previous episodes. What is interesting about Saint-Antelme, as you will hear, is also that that area was bought by Maison Tétinger of the Champagne, famously. They bought about, I would say, 20 years ago. They sold again 10 years ago. The CEO used to go to skiing in the ski resorts around here and became to like the wines from Chignan. And so, therefore, when you like something, you buy a property. They soon get rid of it afterward. It was a little too much, I suppose. And then we also have the end of the process of pruning, which is debloatage, which is quite something fun to see. For something so simple, there are so many different ideas on how to do it. I hope you enjoyed this. Come with me. So, as you've seen in the first episode, we have something that looks like a castle. But first, here's the Belle Done again. It snowed for 2 or 3 days up there. The skiing condition must be absolutely fabulous. You have the Mont Blanc that is right behind. We can't see it from here, but the Mont Blanc is behind La Savoyarde, which is right behind my house. That is right there. And the vineyard that is behind it. That's my house. And here we are. At this moment, we are at Saint-Antelme. So in our first episode, you saw what looks like a castle. Saint-Antelme to my left with the Chateau de Saint-Antelme. It is not a castle. It looks very much like one, and it is very beautiful, but it is really a tower. It is a tower that has been transformed into a chapel for Saint-Antelme. Saint-Antelme was a administrator for the church who was so good with money that he was requested everywhere, and the church made him a saint. Eventually made him a saint. He was so good. So the Chartreux, the monks who make the Chartreuse that you have most likely seen in a bar where you are, bought this tower and turned it, like I said, into a chapel. But you also have next to it another tower, and we actually had on this plot of land here 7 towers. There's a remnant of towers. We cannot renovate them all. The chapel was renovated. This is somewhat consolidated so that tourists that come by, the rocks don't fall on the tourists that come by, but we have a square one, a round one. There's another one behind me. And one may think that there was a surrounding wall, that this was a citadel, let's say, but it isn't. They're all independent, and this was really to overlook the valley and collect taxes. And it's quite fitting that Saint-Antelme, who was really money man for the church, had it set up so that anybody who came through through the Pays de Savoie, like I mentioned before, would have to pay a tax. after the pruning, we debloat, debloatage. And that is the process of removing everything we've cut off and just laying it down on the ground. But you will see that in this region, of course, it's done slightly different ways from different people. So debloating is really getting rid of all this, pulling on it, essentially. As you can see, it's a very physical work. And putting it down. That's the way it's done. Simple as that. Just put it down. And what they like to do is make little packets of these things. But it's very physical. I don't understand why. There we go. That's about as much as we're going to do. But they make neat little packets. It's a very physical work that, as I mentioned before, I like to do while I prune at the same time, because this way I don't have to pull on like a madman. I just cut little pieces and they fall down on the ground by themselves. But let's see how other people do this. So the pruning is done, as you can see, and we are in the middle of debloatage, to literally debloat the vineyard. So some people choose to make little packets, if you will, of this sarment, we call it in French. The sarment, they make little packs every 2 rows. As you can see one right there, every 2 rows. And we can see it goes on. It goes on like this every 2 rows. Like right here. Every 2 rows they have this all the way down. And then some guys, as you're gonna see, will do every 3 rows. I find that so I find a lot of humor in this thing. Every 3 rows. Follow me. So here we are in a parcel where the winemaker is doing it every 3 rows. These little packets of sarment, basically dead wood, dead vine, every 3 rows. One here, 1, 2, 3 rows. Every 3 rows, he's doing it. And some guys will do it every 5 rows. And then they come up with a big machine, basically a grinder, and I will show you what comes of it afterward. Again, this is Pays de Savoie. We have an independent mind. In fact, we wanted to be independent. So here we are in a parcel that is every 5 rows, where these are being packed every 5 rows. They will come with a tractor and a machine. Every 5 rows is generally a double row. I will show you. We have over here, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here we go. And here again. So the policy here is to come with a big tractor with a grinder in the back, and you will see the next sequence what this ends up to be. So we have seen every 2 rows, every 3 rows, every 5 rows. Well, vive la différence! Here's a guy who collects everything at the bottom, who does not leave everything in the rows every 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever. Not like me who likes to chop everything up at the same time. No, he brings everything down from the vineyard down to the head of the vineyard, and we'll probably pick all of this up uh, with his tractor. Use him probably for fire in the stove for the winter. This is excellent. It burns so quickly. It's excellent to to start a fire. We used to burn this 30, 40, oh my God, 50 years ago, well, even over 50 years ago, we used to burn this. This was in February. The kids used to burn this. We used to make these ginormous fires. And of course, with the marshmallow and stuff like that. But not anymore. Not anymore. But it's, again, very interesting that everybody has his or her own philosophy about everything. It's very, 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 very wonderful. Vive la différence. So, when it comes, what they eventually do is grind these branches, these vines. They come with a big machine and behind a tractor, and this is what's left of it. Now, that's a process personally I do not understand, because this is very good organic matter. And we will talk about, I think probably in the next episode, the next week, and what constitutes good soil. What is going to make good soil? We're going to talk at length about that. So this is a great segue. Every 5 rows has no purpose. As you can see, you see a brown trail all the way up. It really does not serve any purpose, whereas it could serve a purpose, and we will see that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week when we go delving into the different ways of these winemakers to tend to the soil. As you will see, great differences, one parcel from the next and the next and the next. Various different ways, various different ideas of what is best for the wine that they want to make. And don't forget, in vines we trust.